Hey everybody, it is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading today. Your reading is called Who Loses Control Around You? We are going to go ahead and get initials at the end of each pile, so stick around for that. And for those of you that would like a tarot reading or a natal chart reading for me, you can find information in the description box below for how to book your reading. I hope everyone out there is staying in control, even if other people are losing their control. I hope you're in control. We know it's eclipse season. We're going into a Mercury retrograde. We just had a full moon. So I hope you're keeping it cool out there and not overreacting and not getting into any BS with anyone, okay? We all have to save our energy for the good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it today. We have 3 piles to choose from. We have pile number 1, which is the eggplant. We have pile number 2, which is the red pepper. And we have pile number 3, which is the watermelon. So take a deep breath. Think about what pile is calling your name today. What are you feeling? What looks good to you? Eggplant, pepper, or watermelon? What's on the menu for you today? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and let's begin. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the eggplant, and today's reading is called Who Loses Control Around You? We're gonna look at your oracle cards first, and then we will get into your tarot. After that, we will do initials. So stick around for the end to verify your reading with the initials, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of pile number 1, who comes here today with an open heart, seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and pile number 1. Okay, I just got something about hot air balloons or balloons in general. Maybe somebody is having a birthday or somebody got a big balloon for somebody. I'm also hearing something about a hot air balloon. Okay, maybe you were looking into that recently. What else for my pile number 1s, please? I just heard the word Mecca, so perhaps you were talking about a place with the word Mecca in it, or I don't know why, but there is Mecca. Perhaps you're wanting to visit the Holy Land, pile number 1. What else? Perhaps somebody wants to visit your Holy Lands, but let's go ahead and see what else for pile number 1. Okay, I just heard something about like making something, but it turned out like grayish, or something being grayish. And not meaning for it to be that way, but it ended up turning out looking kind of like grayish. And perhaps it was somebody's hair, perhaps it was a food that was supposed to look differently. But anyway, I'm getting grayish, like the color gray for pile number 1. Let's see what else here for pile number 1. Anything else, Spirit? Okay, I just got the word Evangeline or a name that ends in E-L-I-N-E, like Aline or Evangeline or some name like that. Okay, pile number 1, we'll do initials at the end as well. I just got something about pretending not to care about something. So perhaps you've been like rubbing something off and you've just been like, I don't care, you know, like you've just been throwing dirt off your shoulder saying, I don't care about something. Let's see what else for pile number 1, Spirit. Anything else? Any other messages? Okay, I think that's it for now. Pile number 1, we're going to look at your oracle cards first. Oh, the devil's on the bottom of the deck. Talk about something turning out like it wasn't supposed to, or something looking kind of messed up, all right, with the devil on the bottom of the deck. And also Spirit was giving me like cherry cola or perhaps Coca-Cola. So maybe some of you are drinking that, or you were having one, or you were having a Diet Coke or something. But pile number 1, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I also get that some of you may not have been feeling the best, or maybe you've been feeling low energy. with the devil here, or perhaps you just haven't been feeling your strongest and you've been needing to rest a little bit. But pile number one, we're going to go ahead and find out who is losing control around you. Okay, and of course the devil wants to be in control, right? That's the last thing the devil wants. I mean, temptation is part of the devil, of course, but the temptation of who, right? The temptation of you, the temptation of the other person. Let's go ahead. I'm also getting the energy of somebody feeling trapped, or feeling trapped by their life, or feeling just trapped, okay? So pile number, I also just got the word distracted and trapped. So let's get into it, pile number one, and see who is losing control around you. I know I'm running out of time and patience, okay? We have the North Node and destiny, okay? Becoming, the journey, learning the path, finding the purpose, finding fulfillment. We have here opposition and balance. Okay, some people are a little bit more, and you and this person may be a little bit of opposites in the way you approach life. Like some people, they have a particular road, plan, journey, destiny that they're planning out for themselves, and they always feel like they're running out of time, or they feel like they're not successful enough, or they feel like they haven't been doing enough in their life, or they feel like they have more to do in their life. And then there's other people who are just like, you know, each day is meant to be lived and things will turn out like they're meant to be. So I feel like you and this person could definitely have two different ways of looking at life, or two different ways of analyzing a situation. You know, somebody who's like, I need to do this now and I need to make something happen now in my life. And then another person who's a little bit more, you know, a little bit more chill, a little bit more easygoing, okay? We have here headache, not feeling it. Yeah, I mentioned you guys may not have been feeling well, or perhaps you were in kind of a grayish mood, you know, kind of like blahs. Maybe you've been in the blahs a little bit, but we have headache, not feeling it, running and avoiding, okay? Somebody who doesn't really want to deal with conflict, or thinks that something is a huge headache, okay? And is losing control around you, okay? And the North Node, or Rahu, definitely has the ability to kind of lose control with excitement, you know, like with tension mounting or excitement mounting, or this type of thing, pile number one, okay? But there is some type of, you know, push and pull, I feel, perhaps with you and this person, pile number one, because, you know, somebody could be not feeling very well, or doesn't really want to take the time to explain themselves anymore, or who just thinks that, you know, relationships are a headache, or that they trap you. I spoke of the trapping before, okay, with the devil, and that sense of being confined or trapped, okay? And this person feeling like, you know, they got to make something happen, but also confronting their feelings about their life and the way things have been going is also making them feel like running or avoiding the situation. Because, you know, it's a lot. The North Node is a lot. It's a lot to take in, and it's a lot to develop, I feel, okay? But the North Node does have to do with development, and this person knows that they're running out of time to kind of develop something with you, or to develop something together. And, you know, perhaps this person has felt very called out by you, and it makes them feel like they're losing control, okay, with this opposition here. I mean, on one hand, opposites attract. On one hand, opposites have a way of balancing out. Perhaps you and this person have opposite signs, like someone's a Gemini, the other one's a Sagittarius, someone's a Scorpio, the other one's a Taurus, one's a Leo, the other one's Aquarius. Perhaps you and this person have a lot of opposite planets as well. But you get this sense of dealing with a particular situation is a headache, but I know I need to deal with it, okay? And we have here veiled. Wow, interesting. So I feel like this person knows, pile number one, that you won't be coming out from behind, you won't be coming out from your cocoon or from behind the curtain, or you won't be showing your true feelings or your true emotions, or you won't be, you know, doing much of anything until this person really steps up to the plate and kind of shows what it is that they're looking for, or kind of aggressively steps up to meet the path, you know. And the North Node talks about something that is blossoming with a lot of force, but at the same time, pile number one, this person may not know exactly where you stand, okay? They might not know exactly like what your intentions are. They might not even know where you're at, like physically. They may not know, like, I'm just getting the energy of somebody running out on somebody else, like leaving or skipping town or running out. And perhaps you guys have been in situations in your life before when you were with someone and they left town and they skipped out on you, or, you know, these types of things. But I mean, certainly you are making this person lose control, pile number one, because you're coming through as a very like mysterious force that this person is having a hard time dealing with, but at the same time really wants to make something happen with. So it's a headache for them. At the same time, they're trying to do something about it, you know? And I mentioned you guys earlier in the channeled messages about perhaps telling yourself that you don't care or you don't need something, or you're wanting to make it seem like to this person, like, hey, I don't care. I don't need something. I don't need this. I'm fine. I'm also just getting somebody using a particular brand of beauty products. I don't know if there's something called like Sally Beauty Products or beauty products that start with an S, but anyway, pile number one, I just feel like you're like, I'm just going to stay in the background until this person, you know, until this person basically gets it together, okay? Until this person really rises to the occasion. And I do feel like because you've been missing lately, pile number one, maybe you haven't been coming around as much, or maybe you've just been out of town, or maybe you've just been gone for whatever reason. You know, Kelly Clarkson, since you've been gone, that whole thing. I kind of feel like this person is like, you know, missing you since you've been gone, or misses seeing you or hearing your voice, or this type of thing, okay, pile number one. But at the same time, I think they don't really know, like, what, they don't really know. They don't, and I feel like that's why you've got them in between a rock and a hard place, pile number one, with the devil here. Like, they don't really know what you're feeling or where you're at, or like, you know, what you're up to, or, but at the same time, pile number one, they feel like this very strong, explosive North Node Rahu. They feel this very psychologically disturbing yet strong connection to you. Okay, so and they do know that they're running out of time to make something happen here. Okay, and I want to see what else, Spirit, what else does pile number one need to know about this? First, actually, you know what, pile number one, I'm going to go ahead and see if there's anybody else. Is there anybody else that is losing control around pile number one? Or is this person kind of taking center stage? Is there anyone else? Is there anyone else? Six of Cups. Yeah, I do think that there is somebody else from your past, pile number one, that really remembers, you know, the positive experiences that you two shared together. And perhaps it's a Scorpio, okay? Six of Cups is a Sun and Scorpio card. And it's a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful energy of like looking deeply into oneself and coming to terms with the memories and the thoughts and the emotions, right, of how things were. And the Six of Cups is not really like a losing control type of a card, I don't think. It's more about like recognizing yourself in another person and recognizing like, you know, even though we look different, or even though we're from different cultures, or even though we were raised very differently, or even though, you know, we're different races or ethnicities, like we still have this very deep bond between each other, okay? And the Six of Cups is like that ability to kind of get lost in each other emotionally, okay? So pile number one, who is that? Who is that? Is that somebody you blocked? Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Is that somebody from your past, my dears? Okay. I feel like seeing things that remind them of you kind of like drives them crazy, whether it's a person that looks like you, whether it's, you know, a movie you two went to, a book you read that was the same, music you both shared and liked together. I feel like those memories kind of linger, you know, and this could have been somebody that complimented you on the way that you smell as well, pile number one, and said that you like smell sweetly. I'm just getting that song by Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. She's got eyes of the bluest skies, okay? I'd hate to look into those eyes and see an ounce of pain. Her hair reminds me of a warm, safe place where as a child I would hide, okay? And pray for the thunder and the rain to quietly pass me by. All right, interesting. Pile number one. Let's see, what message? And for some of you, this is the same person, I feel. This could be the same person, but, okay, I was getting the name Seth earlier. I was also getting the name Keisha. Let's go ahead and see. And I was getting somebody with the last name Ryan, or perhaps first name, but definitely last name Ryan. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant, okay? And, you know, these two cards in the tarot actually both represent Taurus. And they both represent a sense of an enduring bond, or a sense of an enduring path that continues on, and a sense of, you know, working hard, and a sense of, you know, balance and planning and determination. And some of you could have a Taurus from your past who really thinks a lot about you, or perhaps you have planets in Taurus. But I feel like pile number one, this person is saying that, you know, you're second to none, basically, that perhaps you saw a falling star or a shooting star with this person at one point and someone pointed it out. I also feel like there could have been somebody in the connection who was really good with directions or the mapping or knowing where to go, and then perhaps there was someone in the connection who wasn't as good as knowing the directions or where to go. But it's like when I'm lost, you find me, or when you're lost, I'll find you. It's a very interesting energy, pile number one. And it kind of feels like no matter how far you and this person go from each other, there's still some things that bond you and this person together in a soul bond, okay? And perhaps at one point you thought you had a soul mission with this person, or some sort of growth path that you were supposed to be on with this person too, okay? And I'm seeing somebody who could have like braids or have like purple in their hair or purple dreadlocks or purple braids. I'm seeing that too. Somebody who wears purple eyeshadow. But the qualities of a person who is very dependable, loyal, unwavering, like very ride or die, is very much like the Knight of Pentacles, okay? And to me, I was just gonna call you Taurus, pile number one, but to me, this is somebody that perhaps there was a plan laid out for you and this person to kind of grow old together, or perhaps there was a distant future plan for some type of, you know, serious thing, okay, that you felt like you and this person were working towards, okay? And this whole thing of being impatient and running out of time is really interesting because the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant are both cards in the tarot that are associated with really taking one's time and not being rushed and not wanting to be hurried at anything and not wanting to feel like somebody's in a hurry. And perhaps this person is a person, pile number one, that doesn't like to feel that they're in a hurry or doesn't like to feel like they're being pressured into something or doesn't like to feel that, likes things to develop organically and in a very special way, that is like, you know, not rushing, not hurrying, not toxic, like that type of thing, okay? And perhaps you're a person that's like that as well, pile number one. But I just feel like, you know, with this veiled since you've been gone, you know, pile number one, this person trying to understand, I feel like with this opposition, why they go back and forth in their feelings and why they feel like driven to do something while at the same time they vacillate. I feel like between being driven to do something and also like sticking to the plan. Do you know what I'm saying, pile number one? And perhaps there were some plans after college, or perhaps there were some plans after school, or after someone stopped studying or graduated or whatever. But you know, the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles definitely know how to stick to the plan and definitely want to stick to a particular path or plan. So it must, and also the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant like to be in control, you know? So this is a person who likes to be in control, I feel, pile number one. So losing control for them must be very possibly aggravating to their nervous system, or possibly very overwhelming to them with the influence of the North Node and Rahu there, you know, and Rahu talking about stuff taking time, you know, needing to process things, needing to develop things. The problem with Rahu is the head of the snake and doesn't have any ability to like really process experiences and tends to rush through things, you know? So there is a sense here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant of becoming committed to something very quickly. And then like wondering where things got lost, or wondering where the path went, or, you know, wandering down the wrong path. These are type of things that can definitely happen in life, pile number one. And I definitely feel like you guys, this person is experiencing you as veiled, like the High Priestess, like you've withdrawn or you've taken a couple steps back. I just got the word Mark as well, so perhaps somebody has that name, Mark or Marcus, or an M name. We'll do initials here in a minute. But I feel like, you know, the Knight of Pentacles and the Hierophant is definitely an energy of, I like to be in control, all hands on the steering wheel at all times, you know? And, you know, Tauruses and things like that can sometimes get, get, you know, accused of being control freaks. And I should know I'm one as well, pile number one. But, you know, and then we have the Six of Cups, which is Sun and Scorpio, which is a very sweet card. But let's not forget that underneath that is like a deep emotional resonance, you know, that doesn't go away easily. It just doesn't disappear tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Pile number one. So, I mean, for whatever reason, pile number one, it seems like you've been giving this person a bit of a headache. You've caused them to kind of go back and forth a lot. And I feel like this isn't a person that normally is a go back and forth type of a person. They like to do things. You see the watch here on the man's wrist. Like, this is a person who likes to do things according to a timetable or a plan. But, you know, when Rahu, the North Node, steps into our life, it like shake things, you know, Rahu and Ketu shake things up. The North and the South Node are churning churning the ocean. They're churning our heads psychologically and emotionally. And so, you know, talk about like really kind of throwing this person off, pile number one. I feel like you guys have really kind of thrown them off. And Two of Swords is on the bottom of the deck and you're like, God, I didn't even know all that, or I wasn't even aware. And perhaps maybe there's a part of you that's like, I don't need to even know all of that. I just need to know where I'm at. But anyway, it's 420 in your pile number one. So I haven't seen that in a reading for a while. So I just had to say it's 420. But anyway, let's go ahead and perhaps you don't even know how you have felt at certain times either. And I feel like you're really good at just continuing to keep on going, even if you have questions or even if you're sad or you don't feel good about something. I feel like you're really good about pressing on, pile number one. But I do feel something about this situation has gotten to you and has also gotten to them, okay? So let's get some initials here for my pile number ones. I tried to look and see if there were other people. To me, it feels like a very strong energy of one person coming through here, pile number one, okay? We have a P, we have an S. P.S. I love you, or P.S. I got something else I want to tell you, all right? P.S. P.S.L. M. Yeah, I was saying the M names earlier, so there we have M. P.S.L.M. E. Yeah, pressured or pressed, or also the name Presley could be here. Presley, or somebody who has a pet named like after Elvis Presley, or just has the name Presley, first name, last name, middle name, pet name. We also see Les here, or Leslie. Less pressure is something that I feel like is coming through here. We have M-E, me. Perhaps you guys are like, yeah, I need less pressure in my life too. Because I feel, you know, outside of this love reading, pile number one, I feel like you guys may be, you know, on the hunt for something that you really want in your life, not wanting to give up, but you feel pressured, or perhaps you feel on a timeline about something. I'm also saying the word sell. Spell is all spell. S-P-E-L-L. This person's under your spell. My spell, me spell. Okay, under your spell. Maybe some of you are under pressure to sell something. We have me sell. Okay, so perhaps you're under pressure to sell something right now, pile number one, or perhaps this person is. We have Q, okay, or you're feeling pressured to sell. We have Mel, M-E-L, like Melissa or Mel or Melanie. Let's see what else here. Okay, we're just missing the A, but we could have the word leap here. You know, taking the leap at something is very much a North Node type of a thing, to take a leap towards something. We have kelp, which is a kind of fish, okay? If we had an H, we'd have help, Okay, so perhaps somebody's feeling a lot of pressure to sell something or needs help with something. We have seek, S-E-E-K here. We also have sleep, seeking sleep. Perhaps you guys are seeking some sleep, pile number 1, and that's why you're veiled or you're like, God damn, I'm tired, okay? We have an N here, M-N, perhaps could be Minnesota. Yeah. If we had an A, we'd have the word nap. Okay. Men sleep. I just see men sleep, you know? Men sleep on things, pile number 1. They sleep on things for too long. They're running out of time, you know? They sleep on things for too long, and then it becomes harder to deal with down the road. You know what I'm saying? I think you very much know what I'm saying, okay? And we have an F here, okay? Sharif or she for Sharif or a name like that. I'm also feeling like that name coming through. We have semen, S-M-E-N, semen. Semen and sleeping. Uh-oh, we know what that means, pile number 1. But anyway. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Do we have queef here, too? No. Oh, no. Perhaps people have been having weird things going on. Oh, Lord. Pile number 1. Your pile's very interesting. Perhaps some embarrassing things happening in the middle of the night. But whatever. You know, one person's embarrassment is another person's laughter and fun. But anyway. Fickle. If we had the I here, we would see the word fickle. Yeah. Men are fickle, or men sleep on something, or are quick to please, but then, you know, back off. And F-K-M-E-N, fuck men. I feel like some of you are like, yeah, I don't even know anymore. Like, I'm kind of over it. Or someone who could say the word, instead of saying the word F-U-C-K, says feck, F-E-C-K, or F-E-K instead. I'm seeing that here. The word Ken is here. Ken. KS for Kansas or Minnesota is here too. And yeah. ECP, Insane Clown Posse. Maybe someone's into the Insane Clown Posse. But anyway, sometimes we feel like Insane Clown Posse would be ICP, not ECP. What am I thinking, pile number 1? I'm just weird today. Let's see what else. We'll get 2 more letters here for pile number 1. We have an R. Oh, no, that's a B. Why did I say R? We have a B. Beef, okay? Bells or bell. Okay, I also feel like somebody could have had Bell's palsy, or maybe somebody in your family had Bell's palsy or got tested for that. I believe that's a neurological thing, okay? Lickable or likable, I feel like is here too. Beef, okay? Perhaps you and this person have beef, or you feel that way. We have an A here. I feel like the word Mina could be here. Let's see what else. We have slam, slammin', okay? Body is slammin'. I feel like this person thinks that you're slammin', or there's something about you that's slammin'. I feel like the name Blake is here. In fact, it is B-L-A-K-E. Blake is here. K-A-E is here. Nancy, Maynard, I feel like could be like a last name, or that's not a very common name, but I am seeing that too. Okay. The name Alan is also here too. Alan and Blake. Sean is here too, S-E-A-N. Pile number 1. And let's see, anything else? Cam or camera or cam is here, I feel like. Banana, okay. I'm seeing Case, some K-A-C-E, like short for like Casey or Case, K-A-C-E. Could be someone's shortened name. But anyway, came, C-A-M-E. Come closer or come close, okay? Anyway, pile number 1, that is what I am getting for you, my darlings, that chose pile number 1. I hope that that reading was accurate for you, and I hope it assisted you on your path, pile number 1, and you're able to figure out who this person is and why they still lose control around you, or what's going on with that, okay? So thank you so much, pile number 1. And for those of you that enjoy my readings and you'd like to go deeper with me, you can always book a personal reading or a natal chart reading with me. Details are below. Let's go ahead and get into pile number 2. Okay. Pile number 2, welcome to your reading. You chose the red pepper, and today's reading is called Who Loses Control Around You? We'll do oracle cards first, then tarot, then we'll do initials at the end of the reading, so stick around to verify your reading. And right as I picked up this red pepper, the word lab coat came into my head, so perhaps some of you just recently went to the doctor, or perhaps you or this person works in a place where there are lab coats. I just heard something about a sleep study. Perhaps somebody participated in a sleep study before, or in some type of, drug test study or something like that. I also feel like there's somebody who could have a really low opinion of doctors, or of, like medicine in general, or the way that things are, particularly in this country, in the United States. But anyway, I'm just getting somebody who doesn't trust doctors, or perhaps has a low opinion of them. Perhaps one of you has a relative or someone close to you that had a very low opinion of doctors, or somebody who had all their own kind of, I'm getting somebody's ancestor who thought a lot of maybe Western medicine was crap, or there was a lot of, bad advice out there, and had like their own potions or different things that they would make. Perhaps like with cayenne pepper, or perhaps with some type of spicy thing in it. I'm feeling pile number 2. Okay. And I just got the word red devil, which I feel like could be some type of drink in the South, or some type of Southern drink, or something that you could order, like a food thing at a restaurant, or that type of thing. Anyway, pile number 2, perhaps it's somebody's mascot. I don't know. But anyway, let's see what else for pile number 2. Okay, I just heard something about Jordan, and then Air Jordan. So perhaps somebody named Jordan, or somebody that loves Air Jordans. I don't really get into tennis shoes, so I don't know pile number 2, but perhaps Air Jordan. Let's see, anything else here for pile number 2? Okay. getting the word Spencer, but it's also kind of like a place that somebody visited, or perhaps you knew someone with that name growing up in school. Let's see what else for pile number 2. Anything else? I just heard get the libido quick. I don't know what that means. I mean, I don't know why somebody's saying get the libido quick or increase the libido quick. Perhaps somebody took something to increase the libido or get their libido back quick. Let's see anything else here for pile number 2, please. Maybe you haven't been feeling the most sexual lately and you're like, yeah, I need to get that libido back quick. Okay, the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You know, a beautiful mind is a terrible thing to waste. And so perhaps maybe it's time for you guys to lose yourself in the moment. As Eminem would say, you got to lose yourself in the moment, the music, the moment. You better never let it go, okay? You only get one shot, all right? But anyway, I don't know why I got that song right now about lose yourself in the moment like Eminem, but I also see like somebody's mind wandering and running wild with different, you know, fertile thoughts of insemination. No, I'm just kidding. Pile number 2. Who knows? I don't necessarily, I'm being silly right now, but I am seeing a lot of, you know, like awareness. It's like somebody had an amazing idea. It's like a lightning ball. It's like a lightning bolt in someone's head. Okay. And perhaps you're looking for creative ideas, or perhaps this person is looking for creative ideas. But let's go ahead and get into it for my pile number 2s. Let's find out who loses control around you. I am sorry for turning my back the times you needed me the most. Betrayal. Okay, so somebody who's having to eat their words for the way that they were. We have square and challenge, okay? Somebody where you guys could have really had like fights or misunderstandings with this person, but at the end of the day, for some reason, something would work out or something would shift or change, or there would be some type of reconciliation. But we have betrayal and challenge here with the square, okay? And putting pressure on something, okay? Also, this person may like a good challenge, or they may like somebody that's a little bit challenging or a little bit different. We have Capricorn here, serious, authoritative. Okay, so this person could be a Capricorn. You could be a Capricorn, pile number 2. But, you know, this is a person who, this person could possibly like work too much or could make promises, but they're too busy. And, you know, they're like, yeah, I'll be there for you, or yeah, we can hang out, or yeah, I'll see you at this time. But there could have been maybe a lot of missed appointments here. Pile number 1 or number 2. I'm also getting somebody here who doesn't get along with their boss, or who doesn't get along with authority figures. This person may have issues at work getting along or fitting in, or have, you know, think their boss is an incompetent loser, or, you know, wants to have their own business. I do feel like this could be somebody who's very busy and very like, you know, this person may not have been able to be there for you, pile number 2, when you needed them, okay? And, or vice versa, you know, but we have here the chair and on top. Okay. So, you know, this person, I feel like with this Capricorn energy here, I feel like this person likes to maintain the authority or the control in a connection. They may like to be the boss. They may like to be the one who like sets the record straight, the one who makes the rules in the connection. They may be the one, they may also be a person who's very focused on their work or the shit that they've got going on, with family or work or commitments like that, okay? And I do feel like this person spends a lot of time trying to control their anger towards the powers that be or towards the fucked up people in the world, okay? And it kind of looks like this person could be wearing a white coat or a lab coat here, which is interesting because I mentioned that. This could be somebody who has to dress up for work or somebody who has to wear a certain type of uniform because of what they do. But I do feel like this person with Capricorn, they're not a person that necessarily, Capricorn is a cold and dry sign. It's ruled by Saturn. It's in the dead of winter. It's not a sign known for, huge displays of emotions, crying and sobbing and weeping. It is more of a planet, though, or it is more of a sign that has the potential to get angry at times when things don't go their way. And I do think there can be a temper there or a temperamental energy there. And I do think this person gets very wound up about things that are not fair, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's with family, whether it's with whoever it is. I do feel like this person could get very, agitated, and they may get very worked up. And for some of you, you may have somebody at your work that loses control around you, okay? And I'm getting two different things right now because I'm getting somebody that loses control like romantically or sexually with you with this chair and on top, and looks like a good time to me, pile number 2. But I'm also getting a second thing here where there could be somebody at your job, pile number 2, or where you spend a lot of your time, whether that's at your job or, doing community planning events. Not everybody has a traditional job, but somebody that in the course of the thing that you do or the work that you do, for whatever reason, your presence to them could be very aggravating or kind of set them off. And you guys may know exactly who this is. This person could have betrayed you in some way in the workplace, and times you stood up for them or times that you had their back, but then you felt stabbed in the back by them, or you felt attacked by them, or felt that they were taking their anger out on you, okay? And some of you could have had a parent, a father figure, or some type of parent that also took their anger and frustration out on you, pile number 2. And I'm sorry for those of you that had to go through that. And I feel like you're a very tender, sweet, caring person. I feel like you deserve to be treated in a very, kind, loving way. I feel like some of you may think that people are either stoic with you, like not showing you any feelings, or they're angry about something, and it's interesting because I feel like some of these feelings may infiltrate your work life, your family life, your relationship life. Some of you may have challenging energies with Mars and Saturn in your astrological chart, like, Mars square Saturn, Mars opposition Saturn. Some of you may have, Mars conjunction Saturn. You just may have some energy there where it seems like people get off on trying to stop you or stall things for you, or people like to take whatever frustration and anger they're having out against you, okay? And people may have a bad habit of losing their focus or losing their temper around you, which is very unfortunate for those people, and it reveals a lot about their character. And I think pile number 2, you have a way of making people quickly reveal some very interesting things about their character. For whatever reason, your personality, perhaps some of you have Pluto very strong in your chart, but whatever it is, I feel like you guys, people tend to reveal themselves in negative ways around you very easily. And I apologize that that's the way it is sometimes, pile number 2, because I mean, I feel like those people should give you an apology, honestly. But like, you know, life sucks sometimes. I completely get it. And I don't think it's fair that people treat you that way. I just have to say that, okay? Because it's not your, I get that people take things out on you that it's like not your fault, okay? And I do feel like there is a particular romantic energy here too, as well, where sexually, I feel like you make this person lose control. You know, squares carry the energy of Mars, of course, the ruler of Capricorn is Saturn. So there you have your Mars-Saturn energy right there. But, you know, some people like to accomplish their agenda without ever experiencing any delays or never being told no, and can get frustrated very easily, okay? And people like that tend to be very pent up, and they may have high blood pressure or, you know, get the vein popping out of their head at times, this type of thing. Perhaps some of you had a father that had that, or, you know, in your lineage, you have some of that going on. But I feel like there is this person, and perhaps you wore black lace around them. Perhaps you were wearing black lace underwear. Perhaps you were a black lace bra, whatever it was. I feel like whatever it is that you were wearing was really turning this person on. And some of you could have been touching their chest while you were kissing them, you know, this type of thing. And it does make this person lose control. It does make them want to like go nuts and go crazy. And I do feel like this person has a lot of internal pressure built up. So it's like they do need to go nuts and they do need to go crazy, like sexually. And I feel this person could like it when you're on top, pile number 2. The problem I'm having with this though, pile number 2, is that it feels very like, let's get the let out, you know, sexual conquest type of energy, or let's go crazy, or let's have, you know, out of control wild things going on. But the part that's bothering me a little bit here, pile number 2, is a softer, more emotionally soft place for you to kind of land, or a more tender, receptive, caring, you know, nurturing is kind of what I feel like is missing. And perhaps many of you didn't grow up with a sense of nurturing or care. Perhaps some of you with Capricorn here had to be very independent from a very early age and started working very early and had to take care of yourself very early, or had to take care of your siblings, or whatever it was. Like you had to grow up very fast, okay? And for whatever reason, pile number 2, your energy may be very intimidating to other people, causing them to lose control, you know? And some of you here too, I feel like have very strong sexual energy as well, like very strong seductive energy that could also be very, you know, succubus-like in a good way, but like in a come hither, come to me type of a way. But also at times, pile number 2, I just don't want you to shortchange yourself on the nurturing that you deserve, okay? We have growth here, very interesting. I do like this, and I feel like, you know, you guys are, because when someone's on top, like it's more dominating, okay? And this person may want you to kind of get on top and be dominating towards them, or, you know, have you tease them in a very merciless type of a teasing type of a way, okay? But I also feel like with this growth here, you guys are focusing on your personal growth right now. And I think the reason Spirit's kind of opening up, sometimes in readings, I feel like Spirit will open up a new field to me, or open up a field of experience to me that's different than another reading, or this reading, or that reading. And it's because people that are coming to that reading are growing, they're changing, they're understanding themselves more. And in that, it's like I get to see more too, okay? So it's very interesting, pile number 2. I do think you guys are growing. I do think, growth is not a linear journey as much. And, perhaps you're reminding this person in some type of a deep way, pile number 2, that growth is not a linear journey. It's nothing like, when we see Capricorn square and all this kind of stuff, and it's very definitive, Capricorn square, very, very definitive energy. Perhaps somebody has Aries and Capricorn in their chart, or perhaps Libra square Capricorn, or Aries square Capricorn, or has a lot of cardinal energy in their chart, Cancer, Libra, Aries, and Capricorn. But anyway, what I just want to say is that the cardinal signs experience an extreme amount of growth, because it's that, like boom, like opening energy to each season that makes things grow and change and develop and deliver and all of that. Okay, so I feel like you guys are wanting to be the ones in control maybe at this point, pile number 2, or perhaps you're wanting to be more dominating, or perhaps you're wanting to be more, out front and self-assertive about getting your needs met, okay? And maybe some of you were taught that that was selfish, okay? Maybe somebody here was acting very selfish, I'm sorry for turning my back the times you needed me the most. So like somebody showing up to get the booty, but also somebody not really showing up emotionally the way that they should. And I do feel like, pile number 2, you have had a positive effect on this person's growth. And I do feel like this person, like you've challenged this person to kind of look at their behavior and come down to earth with it and realize it. But growth is not linear, growth is spiralic, if I'm saying it right, but growth is a spiral, and it's not linear, and a lot of things in life aren't that cut and dry, so very interesting. I'm also getting Pisces energy. Perhaps some of you have Pisces or Capricorn in your chart, but let's go ahead and see. Pisces and Capricorn, 2 signs that deal with emotions and feelings very, very differently. But let's go ahead and see. Spirit, can you show me the energy here? What does pile number 2 need to know about this situation? What does pile number 2 need to know? We got, the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, the Knight of Pentacles was in pile number 1 too. And, there's something about being in control with the Knight of Pentacles. And you see this long road in front of her, and it's like, I'm in control of my destiny, or I'm choosing me, or I'm choosing the path of me, or I'm choosing the path that, feels most, feels like I feel like you guys are not choosing to go into the old black hole, or the old shadow, or the old depression or black hole, perhaps, that maybe sometimes you felt that you were in the past. And I feel like these days you're really committed to your path. You're really committed to your growth. And I like that for you, pile number 2, okay? We have here the 9 of Wands and the King of Cups. And this is exactly what I was talking about the King of Cups in the tarot, of course, is Pisces. So as I was mentioning, and the 9 of Wands and the King of Cups can talk about being, battered and bruised emotionally, like feeling emotionally beat up on, or feeling run ragged, or feeling emotionally like, just like you need to get your feelings out, or you need to be able to express yourself in a creative way. I feel pile number 2. And, the 9 of Wands is a card where we can reject vulnerability, And I do feel like there's a huge like awakening going on within you guys. And the King of Cups is very comfortable with vulnerability while also maintaining a sense of personal integrity and boundaries and commitment to oneself, you know? So I also feel like expressing yourself emotionally and releasing some of the frustration from the past is very healing for you guys, and finding a way to release, you know, emotions and energy that's gotten very balled up into a tight little ball. It's like a stress ball, you know, and some people would hold on to those stress balls because they don't want to get mad or angry or upset at something. And it's that sense of holding on to things in the body, you know. And also the Nine of Wands can say we're very restless for change as well. It's representing Saturn and Sagittarius, which is a very restless combination, and it wants freedom. It's a Saturn that wants more freedom and more spiritual awareness, you know. And Sagittarius is a very spiritual sign, and Saturn is, of course, very material and heavy, which creates that sense of feeling, you know, overwhelmed. But I feel like with the King of Cups, you guys really open yourself up emotionally. Somebody's got to open up emotionally. You know what I mean? Somebody has to be the one to kind of light the path or lead the way to opening up emotionally. And someone has to be the one to share that first vulnerability, right? And you know, some people don't have the capability, like you'll show a vulnerability and then they don't have the capability to like reciprocate that, or also then feel a little comfortable to take down one of their walls. You know, we have this kind of thing that we do in relationships when we're getting to know people or being around people. You know, the walls are up at first, but then they gradually come down, and we tend to get more comfortable and we tend to get more open. And that's when you can tell that there's actual growth happening in a connection, right? And, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is very patient and willing to, you know, settle in for results and wait for the results that it wants and needs. But I also feel pile number 2, you are helping this person grow emotionally, and perhaps this situation has helped you grow emotionally or is helping you grow emotionally. But I also think you have to balance that with, you know, staying firm and upright with your own path. Like, we can't have you, and I don't think there's any danger in it, because I think you guys have enough distance now to kind of see where you used to kind of go into that black hole before. Now you're out of that, and you're more observant. You can observe like the way things are, you know what I mean? And so when you feel somebody like letting down their walls and opening up to something more vulnerable, that could be a very good sign of growth. But I also feel you guys are also self-protective, you know, or there is a need to be self-protecting, all right? So, you know, whether this person has the capability to let down the vulnerability and open up emotionally, right? Time will tell. Sometimes we have to be patient with that, and we see growth, you know, and it's not just this, like we said, this linear path, okay? There may be setbacks and things here and there, but if there's commitment and a willingness, you know, then it can be okay. But that has to be from both sides, which I think you guys are very aware of, okay? So pile number 2, let me go ahead and get some initials for you, okay? And I feel you guys are starting to feel more at peace with yourself emotionally and getting more vulnerable with yourself, which is very good. We have Z, we have G, oh, and X. You know, I feel some of you are getting more open and emotionally after you were with an ex who could have caused you to build up some walls, okay? We have a T, we have an O, got, to go. To go, all right? Got something to go. Perhaps you guys got something to eat or got something to go and went and picked up something to eat, okay? That'd be wild if you went to a place that started with a Z, but anyway, because there's the Z. Got something to go, all right? But let's see. Let's see what else here for pile number 2. We have a B. Okay, a B. A Bob, a B-O-G, BOGO. We have boat. We also have boat and goat. Wow, perhaps some of you knew a Capricorn with a goat. A Capricorn with a goat and a boat, you know, or just a boat. But yeah, we have goat, Capricorn the goat, and we also have the word boat here too. So perhaps some of you are wanting a zaddy with a boat, but we have bag, okay? Somebody who's looking for the bag or looking for a rich person, okay? I can also see the word for Gabby, Gabriella, or Gabe here, okay? Boa, B-O-A, boa, as in like boa constrictor. Okay, maybe somebody here had a pet snake or something. Interesting. Let's see what else we have. We have a K. Okay, back. We have tack, T-A-C-K. Okay, tack. Interesting. Bat is here too. Okay. And let's see what else we have here. Tab. Somebody picking up the tab. Someone who's got the bag picking up the tag. Picking the tab. Okay. Let's see what else. Coat. Okay. Coat is here. Maybe somebody went to KC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Anyway, and got something to go, perhaps. I am seeing that. We have Kat or Catherine or Kate. Katie is here too. We have P, Pat or Patrick. Gap, like the store, the Gap. Perhaps someone used to love to go to the Gap or went there quite a bit. Gap, like the store. Mind the gap. Anyway, let's see what else we have here. Pot, P-O-T, pot. Maybe somebody's into the P-O-T. We have an H, ga. Some people use that, write that, G-A-H, like ga, like ugh, you know, like as an ugh or something. But we have hot gap. Interesting. The hot gap. We also have hat. Okay, hat. Maybe somebody looks really hot in a hat, or looks really sexy in a hat, or has got that thing going on. Okay. Happen. I feel like the word happen. Anything can happen. There's a song that's like, anything can happen. I don't know if you guys know that song, but anyway. Okay. I don't know why. I mean, we have G-O here, but for some reason I was just thinking about the word golf. So perhaps somebody plays golf or likes doing that a lot. We have an S here. Okay, we have an S. Scooter. Okay. Soap is also here. Some people like to make soap, or they're very good at like making different things. Okay, perhaps people here are good with that or have tried to make soap. We also have Sat or Saturday. Perhaps some of you have something going on Saturday coming up, or Saturday's your favorite day. Let's see, anything else? Shape, okay. Tap, hot gap. Anyway, I think we're gonna leave it there with the hot gap. I think that's probably good enough for today. Oh, we also have cat, C-A-T, maybe cats with an S. Perhaps somebody has quite a few cats or has one cat but wants like a bunch more cats. We have tabbed, it could be like a tabby cat, okay. I'm also feeling like I see the word soccer, or somebody who liked to play soccer, or somebody who was very good at soccer in the past, okay? I also feel like there could be somebody here who babysat a ton when they were a kid, when they were in high school to like get money, or somebody, perhaps you guys are getting a babysitter, but I'm also seeing like babysit or babysat for somebody before, or did that quite a lot. We also have hag here, H-A-G. Maybe some of you are like, yeah, I don't care if I'm an old hag. That's cool. Me too, pile number 2. We'll be that together. Anyway, hags are always the coolest anyway. They always have all the best potions. But pile number 2, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that reading resonated for you. And I'd love to hear any thoughts or feedback that you have regarding that reading, okay? And for those of you that would like to go deeper with me, you could always book a personal tarot reading with me, or a natal chart reading, or both. And you can find a link to those services in the description box below for how to book them, prices, etc. Thank you so much, pile number 2. Hope you're having a great day. We'll see you again next time. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay, pile driver number 3. Let's do it. Do it. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the watermelon, if I can talk today. And today's reading is called Who Loses Control Around You, for my cheetahs in pile number 3. Stalking your prey in the night like a cheetah. Pile number 3. Who's losing control around my pile number 3s? We are going to go ahead and ask the tarot, then we'll do your oracle cards first, then tarot, then we'll do initials at the end. Okay, pile number 3, I'm going to go ahead and start with a few channeled messages for you. I just got something about a swimming pool, or somebody cleaning out a swimming pool. Perhaps somebody has a company that cleans pools, or you're needing a pool cleaned, or the pool needs cleaning, whatever that may be. Pile number 3. You're like, everything needs cleaning, Natalie. I hear ya. It's a spring cleaning time, isn't it? Pile number 3. Let's see what else. I feel like you guys are like, you know, like hairs in your face, and you're trying to clean something, and it's like, oh, as soon as I clean something, something gets messed up again. Perhaps some of you have little ones, or kids, or people in your house, or you've had house guests, or unruly roommates messing everything up. But I am seeing somebody like doing a lot of cleaning, or fixing up of things, renovations, fixing up. Pile number 3. Let's see what else for you guys. I just heard a bat, a hat, and a mat, and a six something Impala, which reminds me of that song, I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her. I wish I had a rabbit and a hat with a bat and a 6'4" Impala or something, 64 Impala. Anyway, maybe you guys have a short king on your mind, or short queen, as they say. Let's go ahead and see what else here. I just heard about presenting something. Perhaps you guys are working on your presentation skills, or perhaps you need to give a presentation at work or school, or you're just thinking, I need to present myself better. Perhaps some of you are working on presenting yourself better, or like when people come over, or just presenting your accomplishments better, or if you're on dates, presenting yourself in a new way or a different way, okay? Ooh, there's the 10 of Cups. I was like just thinking about Aruba or the Caribbean or some type of trip or some type of vacay or some type of cool thing. Perhaps some of you guys are wanting to do a cruise, or you're wanting to get away to the summer cabin. Maybe you guys are rich in pile number 3. Share your money with me, pile number 3. But anyway, perhaps some of you are like, you know, I need to plan a weekend getaway, or I'd like to take the kids here, or I want to go on a girls trip, or we got to go, you know, do this thing, but I got to go to a work trip, but actually I want to add some extra days on it for some fun. I am seeing that, okay? I'm also getting Nashville, Tennessee. Perhaps some of you know someone there, or you live around there, but I am getting that area, okay? Or perhaps you thought of moving there at one point. Anyway, pile number 3. Let's see what else. You guys are like Jerry Maguire over here. You guys want someone to show you the money, and then you'll be happy, I feel like, too, okay? And I like all your dreams and your ambitions and your goals, pile number 3. And, you know, I feel like you guys just keep like whittling away at things. I just saw the 10 of Wands. It's good to have dreams. It's good to have dreams of going places and doing things. A lot of people have like given up on their dreams, pile number 3, and they don't really know like something good to motivate them. So if you've got that, cherish it, okay? Cherish it. Yeah, there's the Star. The universe just wants you to know that you're very cherished, okay? And I haven't even gotten into your reading yet, but I also just feel you guys are very inspiring. So more than making people, and we'll get into the lose control aspect of everything, but I also just feel you guys inspire people with the Star card, okay? And, you know, you guys staying very close and pure with your dreams and your visions, and, you know, seeing deeply into the core of like, you know, who you are and what you want, and seeing that beautiful emotional cleansing and purification that happens with the Star card when we feel close to divinity and we feel close to that inspiring, loving element within self. You know, we feel really inspired by the goddess, or really inspired by self-love or unity or devotion to a cause, whatever it may be. Pile number 3, I feel like you're giving off some really, really good energy. And you may not like feel that because maybe you've had a lot of things weighing on you. But I also feel like, you know, there are people that genuinely want to see you succeed, or there's people that genuinely believe in your vision. And, you know, not everybody has that. You know, not everybody has that. I think you inspire a level of confidence from people because of who you are and the way you are. And people just feel like confident in you, or confident that you're going to achieve things or accomplish things. And that when you do, you're not going to change your personality. You're not going to become some, you know, some egotistical, you know, bitch or jerk or whatever. Like, genuinely good-hearted, I feel, pile number 3, like somebody who deserves the best, okay? So better than causing people to lose control is, you know, inspiring people around you to higher levels of consciousness, you know? Like, that's really where it's at, honestly. And this is the only pile where I'm going off on that, pile number 3. You know, not to say the other piles don't have that too, but there's just a special message I have for you guys, or here for you guys, that I need to share, okay? And yeah, hearing that internal calling. But let's go ahead and see who loses control around pile number 3. I'm so lonely, I just want to be left alone, isolated, okay? So somebody who is really like like really drawn to your light. I feel pile number 3, or feels very nurtured or seen or cared for or held in your warmth or in your light, okay? And this person may sometimes feel ashamed about something they've done in their life, or, you know, and may have a hard time connecting to people, pile number 3, okay? And they see like what a beautiful, some of you may have a beautiful connection to your community. You know, Aquarius energy is here with the Star card. And some people are just naturally gifted at, you know, bringing, not, because the Star card doesn't really have any shame. The Star card is very comfortable, okay? Star card's completely nude and completely comfortable with oneself when we talk about the Star card, okay? And I feel like this person's like, I just want to be in pile number 3's light. I just want to be in pile number 3's grace, you know? Very interesting. Okay, we have Leo, the lover here. Express, I almost said expensive. But anyway, expressive, creative, loving, playful. And perhaps this person that loses control around you at times, maybe they felt like, you know, they weren't good enough for you, or they felt like they didn't have enough money for you, or they felt like they just weren't, you know, they weren't up to a romantic partner's par. They weren't up to par. So they're just kind of like being alone or being isolated, okay? And there is something with Leo with the light, you know, and perhaps this person is a very creative person, pile number 3, this person that loses control around you and is very, like, thinks that you're very inspiring, or your vision or the things that you're working on, big picture, are very inspiring in life. And this person, I feel like wishing they could be more confident, or wishing they could be more comfortable with themselves like you are. I feel this person could sometimes get depressed, and, you know, hell, all of us get depressed. But I also feel that this person sometimes feels like really bad about themselves, or, you know, feels down about themselves at time. I do feel like this person could be very creative. Pile number 3, like this person could be an artist, or they could be somebody who expresses some of their like darker emotions or some of their darker stuff through, you know, writing, poetry, music, art, you know, whatever it is that they do, sculpture, whatever it is that they do. I do feel like this person's actually very talented, and I feel like they would like to impress with their talent or lead with that. But I also feel like sometimes they're like, they may come on a little bit too strong at times because they want someone to like them so much, or they want to be accepted so much, pile number 3, okay? And I do feel like this person is normally like very reserved with people, or very like doesn't share their feelings a lot, or isn't very extroverted, or isn't very like gung-ho upon like meeting romantic partners. I feel like a lot of times they think the people that they've met have been very selfish and very like rude or very immature. But I feel like when it comes to you, this person finds themselves like getting out of their comfort zone, or wanting to get out of their comfort zone, or wanting to make more grand gestures, or wanting to be more overt towards presenting themselves to you, okay? And I do feel like this person has romantic feelings for you, but I feel like they know that they need to become more expressive, or they need to become more playful or more flirtatious or self-confident around you, okay? Otherwise, I don't know that you guys will notice them, or I don't know that you'll find them attractive. And I think they know they have to kind of play themselves up a little bit around you, but underneath it, they may still struggle with, you know, their self-esteem. And a lot of us do in life, pile number 3, a lot of us do. Thank goodness we have people that inspire us to want to become like better versions of ourselves or for self-growth, etc. But I also feel like, you know, with Leo and then this person feeling so down, there could be some, you know, faking it till they make it, or, you know, or normally this person's extroverted, but around you, they get very self-conscious. That could be the other side of it too. Like normally they don't have a problem showing off their work or showing off who they are or what they do, or they're normally like very proud of their work and what they do. But also around you, they could be very like self-critical for some reason, or feel very intimidated. Not because you did anything, pile number 3, but just because there could be something about you that just sets this person off. And, you know, Leo is a fixed fire sign, and it definitely likes to be in control. It definitely likes to be the boss. And, you know, for a person who like is normally comfortable with who they are, like not feeling that could also be a sign of this person losing control a little bit. You know what I mean? Pile number 3. We have Leo and Aquarius here with the Star card and the Leo card here. We have the Numius, the mysterious, the unknown, the unknowable, ESP, psychic abilities, the cosmos, universal truth, oneness. Yeah, I feel like I've been talking about this since the very start of your reading, pretty much. The unnameable, the inner knowing, the tingling, other worlds, enigmas, okay? And perhaps, you know, the occult and intuition, and that it factor, okay? And I feel like you guys have that it factor, pile number 3, or you've got that certain mysterious quality around you that's very different and unique. And I mean, I think this person thinks, like I said, that a lot of the people they've met in the past have been very shallow or have been very like immature. I feel like with you, they definitely see you as somebody who's different than people they've met in the past. And perhaps some of you here are readers yourselves. Perhaps some of you are psychics. Perhaps some of you are very much on your own spiritual path in life. And, you know, like really wanting to contribute to the good of humanity in tangible ways with the Star card here. And, you know, some of you here in pile number 3, you may have a lot of creative talents yourself. And I do feel like it kind of shakes and rattles this person a little bit, pile number 3. And I feel like with this mystery card, when you're around, they don't really know why. Like, I feel they don't really know for sure why. Also, I feel like this person feels that you can read them like a book, or that you can kind of like see into their soul, or that you can see like what's on the inside, and that at times what's in the inside doesn't match what's on the outside for them. And I feel like they think that you can kind of like see into their core self. And that can be very unnerving for some people, especially if they've been used to being in control in relationships, especially if they've been dating people who aren't like at your level, or if, and I'm not saying that to gas you up or whatever, pile number 3. I'm just saying it because we all have different levels of consciousness. And if this person was going out with a particular type, it's like when they met you, I feel like they think that you really get them, and almost in a scary way. You know what I mean? Almost in a very like scary, kind of spooky kind of a way. And the power of pile number 3, anyway, the power of Christ compels you. But anyway, we have breadcrumbs just enough to keep you. Okay, so yeah, I mean, this could be an issue. I feel like it's like, well, if this person feels this way, then how come there are these breadcrumbs? Or how, you know, somebody here in this connection is feeling breadcrumbed, feeling like they're getting just a little bit or they're being led on, okay? And this person may wonder, like, is pile number 3 leading me on? You know, does pile number 3, like, you know, I mean, perhaps you and this person are friends, pile number 3, or you have some type of connection already, but it's not you know, full on we're together romantic connection, but there is some kind of liaison between you two, some kind of accoutrement between you two. I don't even know if that's the right word, but anyway, I'm feeling in a French mood today. Liaison, okay? Chandelier or whatever, I don't know. Champs-Élysées, the streets in Paris. Maybe somebody here is European or from France. I love France. Anyway, but anyway, maybe some of you here have dreams of travel or going different places. I mean, maybe some of you have traveled a lot of different places and you are a very cultured or worldly type of a person, okay? But somebody's feeling breadcrumbed here, okay? And I do think it has to do with the mystery of not knowing where things are going, and also maybe being a little bit too proud to admit someone's feelings, and also maybe a lack of self-esteem coming from this person. Okay, pile number 3. So there's a little bit of breadcrumbing going on here. Perhaps you leave a few breadcrumbs at times. Perhaps they do to you. You know, breadcrumbing isn't, sometimes we breadcrumb someone and everyone can do it, right? Because I kind of feel like sometimes you guys are in your own world, pile number 3, or you've got other goals and dreams and visions, but perhaps you do kind of like this person too, or you are attracted to them, so you do talk to them sometimes. So this person could think, oh, well, pile number 3 is leading me on, or are they leading me on? I don't really know how pile number 3 feels with this mystery and numinous card. Like, I don't really know. I feel like this person is saying, am I just like another random whoever to pile number 3, okay? And yeah, I feel like some of you in pile number 3, perhaps in the past, you used to get breadcrumbed by people, and I feel like you guys are kind of absorbed in your happiness, which is awesome, and creating a better world and all your goals and dreams and things, which is awesome. But I also feel like perhaps there is a lack of understanding about where this connection is headed. And, but at the same time, you make this person feel that without you, their life was very like empty or gray, or wasn't having a lot of light in it. But like when they met you, I feel like this person realized like, oh, my life was kind of empty before, or when I look at the light or the energy or the momentum that pile number 3 holds within them, and the ability to like see a future with the Star card, like it makes me feel alone. It makes me, because I kind of feel with Leo here, this person is very independent and they don't mind being alone. But it's like when they met you, they kind of became aware that they were lonely, or that they were isolated, or that they did want someone. So it's a very interesting energy, pile number 3. We have Stormy here. Wow. And this person may be like too proud to admit it, or they might not really want to admit it here, okay? But I also just feel like this person may be trying to understand their feelings. Like they may, I kind of feel like this person became aware that their emotions were stormy and turbulent and unsettled as a result of knowing you and knowing your energy, okay? And that's not your fault, pile number 3. I'm not saying that to guilt you or anything. I'm just saying that this person who normally is independent, fine on their own, you know, doing their own thing. You know, maybe it sometimes feels lonely or isolated, but for the most part is fine, you know, being creative, artistic, pursuing their dreams, living independently, okay? All of a sudden, like knowing you or meeting you or interacting with you brought this person into a sense of what was missing in their life, mysteriously, and all of a sudden their emotions became stormy, or their emotions became a little bit disturbed. And I feel like this person doesn't really like get that way all the time. And I feel like they may feel like they're being breadcrumbed, or that there's something about this, you know, connection that brought on this inner knowing within them that caused them to have to do some of their own shadow work, that brought some issues to the forefront, okay? So pile number 3, very interesting energy. And with these stormy emotions, like, you know, for them, stormy emotions or stormy weather is a sense of feeling a lack of control, okay? And feeling their emotions kind of going up and down about their life, or feeling a general sense of dissatisfaction about their life, is like losing control for them, okay? So that's their way that they've kind of lost control around you, or they feel like maybe they've lost control of their own inner world a little bit around you, okay? And maybe you guys have a way of unsettling people's emotional worlds a little bit, but I also feel like that's what you're here to do in a way, pile number 3, is to kind of show people their shadow side here, or you're supposed to be helping people with their emotional healing, and you know, finding that inner known within, that deep sense of oneness within self, like. And it's not a bad thing. I mean, I think this person needs to see this about themselves. And I feel some of you here could have been a catalyst for this person seeing that within, okay? And let me just go ahead and see here, when it comes to losing control around pile number 3, what does this person want pile number 3 to know? What do they want pile number 3 to know? Like, girl, you blew my mind, or boy, you blew my mind. Queen of Wands. Ooh. Anyway, talk about the creative, the, you know, beautiful, stunning, sexual, magical Queen of Wands, okay? With her black cat looking at the shadow side of everything, bringing a sense of like fire and passion into this person's life that, you know, they didn't have before, but now all of a sudden realize, wow, I was, you know, really missing out. But anyway, let's go ahead and see here. We have the Hierophant, okay? And we have the 5 of Swords. So, you know, when it comes to changing, this person has a hard time with change. I feel like pile number 3, okay? And talk about stormy weather with the 5 of Swords. Now, for some of you, you could have felt like this person behaved towards you in a very rude way, or a very abrupt way, or perhaps this person withdrew their energy or put some type of boundary, but there's more under the surface than what meets the eye with this person, okay? And on some level with the 5 of Swords, I do feel like this person is very fearful about, you know, being hurt or others hurting them, okay? And I feel like because of that, they put their guard up. Now, the Hierophant actually came up in pile number 1 too, but the Hierophant is definitely an energy of, I like to be in control. I like to know what's happening in my life day to day. I don't really want any surprises. You know, I've already learned a lot in the past. I feel like this person could have had some very bad relationships in the past, where they got stabbed in the back, cheated on, etc., okay, by a particular person. And because of that, perhaps they were with a very, abusive partner, pile number 3. But I feel like because of that, they're, some people would rather be alone than go through that again. And that's where we have this, I'm so lonely, I just want to be left alone, isolated. But at the same time, like their emotions being mysteriously pulled to you, causing them to want to flirt with you or causing them to want to come out of their shell, even though they've been through a lot. I feel like some of them have been through hell relationship wise, okay? And because of that, I feel like this person is a tough case, is what I'm gonna say, pile number 3. But the good news is I feel you guys are okay either way, honestly. I feel like you guys do care about this person and about their healing, and I feel you do, maybe some of you here feel more friendly to this person rather than romantically. I feel like what's happening here is you're challenging this person's sense of normal reality, because day-to-day normal reality and what they've learned about relationships so far has made them, cling stubbornly to this idea about relationships or about what relationships have been for them. And some people get very stuck in the muck. You know what I mean? Pile number 3, they get very stuck in their kind of ways of thinking, in their patterns of how they think, like thinking other people or everyone's trying to hurt them or everyone's trying to abandon them, this type of thing. But at the same time, meeting someone as beautiful as you, Star card and 10 of Cups, has caused this person to have to really, has caused their emotions to rise to the surface again. And it's creating questioning, and it's creating churning, questioning, psychological, emotional disturbances in this person. I feel pile number 3, okay? And you're like, well, shit, I didn't, I wasn't trying to do all that, But like I said, sometimes I don't really think that you guys can help that, because I feel like you guys are healers, pile number 3, and people are just gonna have their reactions. And sometimes meeting like somebody really beautiful after you've been with pure shit is very triggering. You know what I mean? Because it's like, whoa. And so I do feel like you're bringing emotions in this person, pile number 3, but I also feel it's very uncomfortable for them. And if you're feeling that breadcrumbing energy where you're doing it or they're doing it, it's like, you guys have this mysterious pull to one another, because I also feel there's something about you, pile number 3, that has gotten very focused on your, self-development goals, spirituality, dreams, etc., which is amazing. That is amazing. But I also feel some of you may have kind of foregone relationships as well as a result. And I also feel like this person has, but in a different way, And so here you two are coming together, and there is this creative, deep attraction, but it's also creating anxiety in this person, okay? And if you're like, well, I don't want to create anxiety, again, it's not your fault. This person is needing to kind of go through it. Now, perhaps, I do feel like with the Page of Swords, the Hangman, the 7 of Wands here, underneath this Queen of Wands, there may be some type of conversation that needs to happen between you two to kind of clear the air. There could be some defensiveness or some withholding back. But I also feel like this person may end up having a change of heart with the Hangman and may feel like talking to you or saying certain things to you, pile number 3, and like getting a lot off their chest and sharing some very deep things with you. But which is great, but I don't know. Like I don't know if you feel down with this or not. I mean, maybe there's been multiple situations like this in your life, pile number 3. At the end of the day, I feel like you stay golden. So, you know, hey. But, you know, this person I feel has a lot to work out within themselves. And I feel like you guys already know that. And I honestly feel like you guys could be ready for a relationship, pile number 3, if things lined up the right way. You know, I don't really feel like you necessarily need to let maybe this situation in as a main relationship. I mean, no doubt you and this person were meant to meet. I just kind of see you guys in a different area than this person, okay? At the end of the day, we have a D here. We have S, dominant and submissive. Wow, pile number 3, D and S, okay? Dominant and submissive, right? Like, you know, what's the vibe, right? And I feel like this person tries to be very like dominant now because of things in the past, but I also feel like you bring up submissive feelings within them, which is challenging for them. So anyway, DSG, okay? DSG, which is an old school name of an R&B band. Oh no, that was LSG. Anyway, I was like, damn, that is it's a blast from the past. DSG. We have Y, okay? Dead sexy. Pile number 3. DSGY. We have a J here. DJ. Somebody here could be a DJ or be into music. I mentioned somebody that was very creative, or somebody that has very creative hobbies and interests. Okay. Let's see what else. What else here? What else here for pile number 3? Let's see for initials. We have a B, BJ's. Uh-oh, BJ's. Baby. We have I, big, Biggie Smalls. Anyway, Biggie, big BJ's. What's going on? Pile number 3. What is going on? Anyway, let's see. Jib jabs, or, you know, I feel somebody here could have a really cool sense of humor, or maybe you two tease each other a lot, or there's some type of fun teasing or banter between you two going on. And let's see what else. Dibs is also here. Dibs. This person wants dibs on pile number 3, I'll tell you that much. We have a Z and a V, okay? Ziggy. Izzy is also here too, which is short for Isabel. We also have biz, as in someone's business, okay? And we have Jizz here too, Jizz, Jizzy. Jizz, I like it. In the business of jizzing. Let's see. Anyway, pile, we have Iggy Azalea, or I think she's Australian, right? Isn't Iggy Azalea? She's a musician. But let's see. Let's see what else. Somebody here could have a small business or have their thing going on with business, okay? All up in your business. We have Q. We have N. Gin. Okay, somebody likes gin or tonics or gin and tonics, and perhaps Seagram's, or we have SG there. Perhaps Seagram's gin was somebody's favorite drinks or is. We have gin or Ginny. Ginny, okay? We also have sin. We're missing the A, but I feel like we have gay and sin here, so maybe in the Q, so probably maybe somebody here grew up in a very traditional environment where people were perhaps with the Hierophant, a very traditional religious environment for, you know, being gay or being queer or being bi, because we have bi here, was very frowned upon or looked negatively upon, okay? So I just want to mention that aspect too. Perhaps you grew up in that type of environment, pile number 3, or perhaps this person did. But being able to talk about that or being able to share about how that experience affected them or affected you could be something that is a big thing needing to talk about, okay? And we have an R here, okay? Sinner. Wow, interesting. Maybe some of you grew up in an environment where you couldn't even drink, or you can explore your sexuality or do any of that, okay? SRRY, sorry, I feel like sorry, not right now could be something that came up, NR, like sorry, not right now, or sorry, this won't work right now, or something like that could have came up in a conversation between you and this person. Somebody could have a pet or an animal named Nibs, Nibbs, or Nibs, or Nibbles, or Nibs. I'm also seeing that here too. Interesting, okay. Dr. perhaps some of you grew up in an environment where people drank too much, or perhaps this person did, okay, I am seeing that too. I feel like somebody could have gone to the gynecologist for something, perhaps a checkup. I am feeling that and seeing that. OBGYN. Let's see, anything else here? I'm gonna get 2 more letters for you, okay, pile number 3? Get 2 more letters for you, my lovelies. And we have here is an L, okay? Lynn, Linn, or Lynn, perhaps someone has that as their middle name, okay? In real life, okay? IRL, in real life, okay? And then we have a W, win. Wow, winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Pile number 3, you are the winners, okay? And I also feel like ginger is here too. Perhaps some of you have a pet with that name, or you were eating ginger, or you love ginger. It's great for the throat. We have ginger, or perhaps some of you have like bright red hair. You're like, yeah, I'm a ginger or whatever. But we have winner here. Especially when things in life feel rigged or feel against us, it can be hard to find that inner sense of peace, or that inner sense of, yeah, INNR, inner, right? That inner balance. Yeah. We have Jill, Jill, Jill or Jilly. Linny, Linny. I feel like I'm seeing IBRB, I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back, not right now, I feel is here too. So perhaps there's some like talking and stopping and then not talking. And, you know, I do feel like this person plans to continue to talk to you. Pile number 3, I do. I really do. And perhaps you want to keep talking to them too. But I do think this person has some very stormy emotions and, you know, baggage within that they need to inner work, or perhaps shadow work or inner work that they need to, you know, embark upon. and perhaps you're not even interested that way either, you know. And I mean, I think you like this person, pile number 3, but I'm not getting like an insane I have to be with this person vibe from you, okay? And I think that that's good because you guys are the BIG, big winners, okay? Big winners is what I'm seeing here. And a lot of people may want to be with you or be around you, perhaps in the upcoming year, or in the next couple years. I feel like some really big things could be happening for you guys. So keep your minds clear, your hearts clear, and your body's clear. Keep purifying everything. Keep living your dreams. I feel like pile number 3. And when you guys are like amazing and having everything in the world, don't forget us little people and send some love my way, okay? So thank you so much, everybody. And thank you for coming to your reading today. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.